All right, it's 2023 and it's time to talk about the coin-operated versions of our arcade cabinet. So these coin-operated versions of our arcade cabinet only have a handful of games on there. They're designed for the customer's wants and needs because the coin mechanism needs to be specifically coded for the games that are on the machine. There's a lot of fine-tuning that's been put into these arcade cabinets. One of the major things is that, as you can see, it's silent so if you own a cafe or something, you don't want this thing booming in the corner non-stop. So they're all being configured to be silent until a coin gets put in. And I'm going to put a $2 Australian coin in, which is going to give me 3 credits. So now the sound's activated. And here's an Australian $1 coin, which is going to give me 1 credit. That's intentionally an odd amount of credits, so that when 2 players put in a single credit and reverse each other, there's a credit remaining, prompting someone to put in an additional $1. It's a little bit conniving, but manipulative, but there you go. Also, to change the game, there's some new buttons on the back here. That's the on-off button, and this is the change the game button. It's hidden, but it's not like super hidden, because the reason being, as you can see, I just put some credits in, and if I change the game when there's credits in, you're going to lose your credits. So the whole idea is that I've got written here, ask the attendant to change the game. So the owner of the cafe or whoever is knowledgeable will say, hey mate, have you got any coins in there? And you know, if they can see that there's credits, they'll just remind them that they're going to lose those credits if the game gets changed. It's just the nature of it. I haven't been able to get around it yet without some really sophisticated coin mechanisms, but we'll move on. I don't want to blow out the cost of the machines too much. So you can change it to, all of these are working really well with the 6-button configuration on each side. So the idea here is that, you know, you can choose something that is sort of understandable. Now, when I say understandable, I mean there's been a whole generation passed since these games were popular. So the challenge is that a lot of the skills required for the public to actually play these games effectively have kind of been lost, or it's sort of out of practice. So what I've also done is gone deep into the configuration of all of these games and made it so that they're slightly easier to play, just so that, you know, I've adjusted the settings of each game to, instead of being in ultra hardcore mode and things like that, been a little bit more generous with the credits, been a little bit more generous with the difficulty settings, so that people will be encouraged to come back and put more money in, rather than that whole feeling of, I just got my butt whopped by the computer and I'm not really motivated to come back and play more. Also, the catalogue of games in here have characters that may be recognizable to new players. So, you know, for example, Marvel vs. Street Fighter. So this guy's obviously got Hulk and all of the latest Avengers and things like that. And, you know, so it's good for young and old. The kids will recognize the new players, the new characters, and give it a bit of a go. Yeah, so just that again, you can see how it's quiet. And I'll just get into the coin box here, grab my money that I just had. And then as soon as I put in, there we go. So that was a $2 and a $1, which will add up to 4 credits. That's it there. And then away you go, you know, press start. You get to choose, do all the stuff. Once again, super industrial joysticks. The Industrious Lorenzo ones from Spain. Metal control panels. Proper construction. It's not an ATM machine, so it's not built like Fort Knox, but it still is reinforced. But, you know, of course, a few healthy kicks to that there. And I'm sure you could break it open, but, you know, the idea is that it's not completely indestructible. They never were. So look, enjoy our new commercial range. Get in contact. They're slightly cheaper than the at-home model because the hardware's a little bit more modest. But get in contact because the commercial arcades are fantastic. And yeah, I hope you enjoy them as much as I do. It's really an amazing setup, and it has all the features of our at-home version. Obviously, the scan lines and all the care that's gone into the monitor. Super bright monitor here, 400 nits, so that it will shine through even in, you know, like look at this viewing angle, right? Look at that. I'm gonna go all the way over here. See how bright that is? All the way over here. It's competing with the reflection of my window. But yeah, excellent. Get in contact, you're gonna love them.